Hi everyone, welcome to our trauma-informed flow class. So this is a gentle flow where we will go through a couple of rounds of flow. Just know that you always have options. This is your practice. So the goal of this practice is to listen to your body and what you need. So even if that means you take an entirely different pose throughout the class, that is not only encouraged, but also celebrated in a trauma-informed class. So we are going to start by lying on our backs. And you can either be in Shavasana, or if you like, you can bring the soles of the feet together and the legs can move away from the body or closer to the body. So finding what position of the legs works for you. So if you want to be in reclined butterfly, the soles of the feet are together, the knees are out wide. You can place blocks underneath your knees to support you. And your hand placement is up to you. So you can have your palms facing up or down, or you can place them anywhere on the body that allows you to just center and ground into your practice. So as you arrive here on your mat, allowing whatever came before or what may come after to pause for a moment, giving yourself this space and this time for your body, for your mind, as we move and breathe in this flow. So just beginning with a scan of the body. So just noticing whatever sensations you notice in the physical body. So you can just notice your feet if they're pressed together. Maybe wiggle your toes, even if your legs are extended long. And you know that you can always have the soles of the feet on the earth. The knees can knock together, or they can be hip width distance if your lower back is achy. So taking a scan up the body, maybe just noticing the sensations, whatever they are. And even if that is that you notice nothing at all, can you take that in as information without judgment? Moving up to the hands, maybe wiggling the fingers or rolling out the wrists. And the shoulders, maybe rolling the shoulders up and back as you lay reclined. The head can roll from side to side, bringing gentle movement to the neck. So perhaps setting an intention for this practice. Maybe it's a mantra or something that you just want to keep in mind as you move throughout our class today. Knowing that your body deserves healing in this space, and choosing to honor the body you're in today. Whatever thoughts you may have about it, whatever limitations the body may pose today, perhaps taking a moment of gratitude for yourself and your body for just being here in this practice. So if you don't have the legs extended long, extending the legs long, reaching the arms up and overhead on the inhale, beginning to link the breath with the movement. And then on the exhale, bringing the hands by your side. Knowing you can just remain in stillness if you like. Or on your next inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead. Can you reach long through the fingers and through the toes? Imagine that there's a string pulling on the fingers and on the tips of the toes, gently finding length in the spine through the body. And then exhale, hands come by your side. And then one more time, inhale, the arms come up and overhead, reaching long. Maybe reaching further through one arm, as if someone's tugging that arm up, and then switching sides. And then exhaling, hands come by your side. And then bringing the knees into the chest. So just hugging the knees into the chest for a moment, maybe making circles with the lower back on the mat. Begin to massage the lower back. And then keeping the right leg in, extending the left leg long. The left arm can come out like a cactus or a T. And then we're just gonna pull on the shin, bringing the knee out to the right. So flexing the left foot to anchor the left hip into the mat. And then exhale, bringing the knee back to center or crossing the midline. So again, inhale, the knee comes out, externally rotating the hip. And then as you exhale, bringing the knee in past the midline or just as far as feels comfortable. And then one more time, externally rotating the hip. And then as you exhale, bringing the knee back in, pulling it past the midline. And then from here, you can just make circles with the knee to find movement in the hip socket. And then hugging both knees into the chest. This time extending the right leg long, grabbing on to the left shin. On the inhale, we're going to externally rotate the left knee. The right arm can reach long or come to a cactus. And again, the right foot, if you flex the foot, you can anchor your right hip into the mat as you find rotation on the left side. So exhale, bringing the knee all the way back in or past the midline. And then again, as you inhale, externally rotating the hip. And then exhale, bringing the knee back to center. And now one more time, externally rotating the hip. Just noticing the sensations of the body as you exhale, bringing the knee back to center. And then maybe making some circles with the knee. Just noticing the sensations of the hip. And then bringing both knees to center. Hugging the knees into the chest, maybe bringing the forehead to the knees, coming into a ball. And then you can either roll on one side and come into seated, or you can rock back and forth and then just come into a seated position. So from here, you can find whatever position feels comfortable for the legs. So you can be in cross-legged, you can have the soles of the feet together for more rotation in the hips, more hip opening. And then whatever position you're in, we're gonna plant our right hand down, reach our left arm up and over. So as you reach the left arm up and over, you can look past the left armpit, bending into the right wrist, right elbow, and then coming back to center, switching sides, bending into the left arm, reaching the right arm long, up and over. You can look past the right armpit, and then coming back to center. So 2 more times just like that, reaching, finding length through the left side of the body, and then coming back to center, switching sides. And as you reach the left arm up and over, maybe reaching further, finding more length, maybe looking past the left armpit. And then one last time, reaching the right arm up and over. And then coming back to center. And then just rolling the shoulders, maybe bringing the fingertips to the shoulder as you roll backwards. And then maybe forward. You can come in where you kind of cat and cow with the hands on the shoulders. And then when you're ready, bringing the left hand under the left glute and gently pulling on the side of the head with the right hand, just bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. So breathing in space to the left side of the neck. Just noticing the sensations as you inhale and exhale. And then bringing the right hand to the side of the face, lifting the head up. And then bringing the right hand under the right glute, bringing the left hand to the side of the face, and bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. So here, breathing into the right side of the neck, and not pulling too hard, just allowing the weight of the hand to pull gently on the head to find the stretch without yanking, being gentle with your body. And then bringing your left hand to the side of your left face and bringing the head up. Maybe looking side to side. And when you're ready, we're going to come on all fours. So our shoulders are going to be stacked over our wrists and our knees are going to be stacked under our hips. So from here, we're going to find cat and cow. So as you inhale, tucking the tail, lifting the head, coming into cow. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, looking towards the back of the mat for cat pose. And then again, coming into cow pose. And then exhaling into cat. Can you simply scan the body and just notice the sensations? This is a practice of choice, not about obtaining a particular aesthetic. And then from here, planting both hands into the mat, you're going to see me on my fists because I have a sore wrist on my right side. So from here, I can bring the left knee up, externally rotating the hip, sort of like a fire hydrant, like a dog. And then bringing the knee down. And then with the left side, bringing the left knee up. And then back down on the exhale. And then bringing the right knee up. If you like, you can cactus the left arm and just find balance here. And then exhale, coming back down. Lifting the left knee. You can stay here, bringing the right arm up. Cactusing the arm. And then coming back to center. And then one more time here. Just noticing what you notice, what your body needs. Can you find balance in both sides of the body as you lift the left knee up and then maybe cactusing the right arm and then coming back down. And then from here, I'm going to turn to face you. I'm going to bring my right leg out and it's going to be in line with my left knee. And then coming up into gate pose and then reaching towards the right, finding length in the left side body and then coming back to center. And here you can use a block if you need it, coming up and over, or your hand can be on the floor. You can lift the right leg for more. And then coming back to center. So again, reaching to the right, finding length down the left side of the body. And then coming back to center on your exhale. You can stay here or drop the left arm on a block or on the floor. And the right foot can stay planted or you can lift the right leg up. And then coming back to center. We're going to do that one more time. Reaching to the right, extending long through the arms, finding a stretch down the left side of the body. And then coming back to center, maybe dropping the left hand, maybe lifting the right foot. And then coming back to center. On your exhale, hands can come to heart center, bringing the right knee back in. And you can take a round of cat and cow. So just to neutralize your spine. And taking a few rounds here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring the left leg out. Again, it's going to be in line with the right knee. And then lifting the arms up, coming into gate pose. And then we're going to reach towards the left. So I'm going to extend to the left and then come to center. And then you can stay or drop the right hand, maybe lift the left leg. Dropping the foot, coming back to center. Extending the arms to the left, finding a stretch down the right side body, if that's where you feel it. And then coming to center, you can drop your right hand. You can stay here or you can lift the left leg. And then coming back to center. One more time, reaching to the left, finding length through the right side of the body. And then coming back to center, you can drop your right hand, you can lift the left leg. And then coming back to center. And again, coming back to all fours, finding a few rounds of cat and cow. So tucking the tailbone, lifting the head, coming into cow. And then rounding the spine, looking towards the back of the mat, coming into cat pose. Just a few rounds on your own time with your own breath. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into our first down dog. So you might place blocks under your hands if you need it. Again, I'm on my fist because I have a sore wrist. So from here you can pedal out the feet. Maybe your heels touch the ground, maybe not. Some of that's based on anatomy. So just noticing what your body needs. You can rock the hips from side to side. So as you rock the hips from side to side, just noticing the sensations in the body. Maybe you remain in stillness. Maybe you pedal the feet out again. And then walking the hands to the feet, coming into ragdoll. So maintaining a generous bend in the knees, maybe grabbing opposite elbows or opposite forearms as you let the body hang heavy, finding the stretch in the hamstrings through the back of the legs. And if this is too much, you can bring the forearms to the upper thighs. So if there's not enough room in the body or flexibility, you can just take the modification here. If you want a different stretch, you can grab behind the legs. And then allowing the hands to come to the floor, maintaining the bend in the knees. As you roll up, can you keep the head hanging heavy, arms dangling? Can the head be the last thing to lift as you come into standing? So coming into mountain pose, so the feet can be together or hip width distance. So finding your stance, finding what feels comfortable for you. So maybe first just noticing your feet planted into the mat. So our feet impact where our knees line up and our hips. So starting with the feet as the base, just noticing them planted into the earth and noticing the thighs engaged and the hips supporting the spine. Can you bring the shoulders away from the ears? Hands can face forward. We're coming into mountain pose. And then from here, bringing the right knee up and grabbing the shin. You can extend the left arm long. And you can just stay here, or you can externally rotate to the right. And then coming back to center, dropping the foot, arms come up and overhead. And I'm gonna turn to show you our first round of flow. So from here, arms come up and overhead. On the exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna step our right foot back. So we're gonna heel to arch alignment. Our toes are turned at a 45-degree angle, and our hips are oriented to the long edge of the mat, coming into warrior two. So maybe you need to take a shorter stance to find stability. The knee is over the ankle, and then on your inhale, reaching up, lengthening everything out, and then exhaling back into warrior two. And then again, reaching up, finding length, and then exhaling into warrior two. So dynamically moving one more time, inhaling, reaching up, finding length through the body, straightening everything out, and then exhaling into warrior two. And then from here, we're gonna reach till we can't reach any further with the left arm, dropping the left forearm, reaching the right arm up and overhead, coming into extended side angle. And then coming back into warrior two on your exhale, dropping the right arm, reaching the left arm up and overhead, reversing the warrior. And then coming into warrior two. And then bringing the hands to heart center or to the hips, and then coming back into mountain pose. So again, noticing the orientation of the feet, as if your feet are rooted into the mat. Can you feel the stability in the feet? And then through the thighs, the base of the hips supporting the spine. Can you bring the shoulders away from the ears? And then from here, same thing, we're gonna bring our left knee in, and either just stay here or extending the right leg long and externally rotating the left hip. And then coming back to center, dropping the foot, hands come up and overhead. And then hands can come to heart center as we step our left foot back. So again, noticing the feet. My right knee is over my right ankle. My left foot is at a 45-degree angle. And I have heel to arch alignment, so my hips are oriented to the side of the mat as I reach the arms long, looking down the right hand for warrior two. So then reaching up and overhead, finding length on the inhale, and then exhaling back into warrior two. So two more times, dynamically moving, reaching the arms up and overhead, finding length through the body, and then exhaling into warrior two. So one more time, reaching up, finding length, and then coming into warrior two. So from here, staying in the same position, but reaching through the right arm, dropping the right forearm, reaching the left arm up and overhead, coming into extended side angle, and then back into warrior two. Dropping the left arm, reaching the right arm up and overhead, reversing the warrior, and then exhaling into warrior two. From here, my hands can come to heart center or to the hips, and then coming back into mountain pose. So just taking a moment here, again, orienting through your feet, the base of the hips, notice the quads engaged. Extending through the crown of the head, finding length, feeling sturdy and strong in your mountain pose. You can just stay here, or if you like, you can bring the right knee in, extend the left arm long, finding balance, and then externally rotating the right hip. And then coming back to center, dropping the foot, arms come up and overhead, and we're gonna step back into warrior two. So inhaling, lengthening everything out, coming in to a variation of warrior two with straight legs, and then coming back into warrior two, linking our breath with our movement, straightening everything out, coming into warrior two with the arms extended, with the legs straight, and then back into warrior two. One more time, lengthening, moving dynamically in and out of warrior two. And then bending through the left knee. So again, reaching through the left arm, dropping their left forearm, reaching the right arm up and overhead, coming into extended side angle. And then back into warrior two. And then dropping the right arm, lifting the left arm up and overhead, reversing the warrior. And then exhaling into warrior two. And then from here, I'm gonna straighten out the legs and then reach to the left arm, dropping the left hand, reaching the right arm up, coming into triangle pose. So not dumping into the left leg, but finding length, engaging the muscles, and then bending into the left knee, coming into warrior two. And then straightening the left leg, reaching the left arm up and over, reversing the triangle. And then back into warrior two. So from here, I'm gonna bump my right foot in, straightening the legs. You can bring your hands to blocks. And then I'm gonna hinge from the hips with straight legs and coming into pyramid pose. So from here, I'm gonna feel the stretch down the back of the left leg. And you might have to walk the right foot in a bit more, or you can stay as you are. Listen to your body. And then as you bend into the left knee, and then come into warrior two. So we're gonna turn our feet in and reach the arms long, coming into star pose. And then bending the arms, coming into goddess. So again, exhaling, coming into star, and then into goddess. You can close the fists, you can open the hands. And then coming into star pose. And then as you exhale, coming into goddess, staying here, you can rock from side to side, or you can just find stillness. And then coming into star pose, can you parallel the feet? And then arms come out wide as you hinge from the hips, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So my hands can come to the mat, finding the stretch. I can be on blocks. So maybe you're here. Maybe you're all the way down. Just noticing the body, the sensations of the body. And then again, extending through the arms and coming up with a flat back, coming back into star pose. And then turning the left toes, coming into warrior two. So from here, you can grab a block. Place it towards the front of your mat. We're gonna lift and play with our balance. So from here, maybe you just find balance here, coming into half moon pose, standing half moon, or maybe you don't use the block and the hand comes to the floor. And I'm turning my hips towards the long side of the mat. And then coming back down, bending into the knee, coming into warrior two. Hands come to heart center, stepping towards the front of the mat, coming into mountain pose. So just finding the stability through the feet, engaging the calves, engaging the quads. Just noticing the sensations of the body, the base of the hips supporting the spine, bringing the shoulders away from the ears. And as you inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So you can stay here, or you can bring the left leg in, extending the right leg long and externally rotating the hip. And then coming back to center, hands come up and overhead. And then to heart center, stepping back into warrior two. So in warrior two, again, we have heel to arch alignment. Our knee is over our ankle. We're gazing down the right hand. Our hips are oriented to the long side of the mat, finding stability in your stance. As you inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead, finding length. We're just gonna move dynamically and then coming into warrior two. So 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reaching up, lengthening everything out, and then back into warrior two. 1 more time, reaching up, finding length, and then back into warrior two. So from here, extending through the right arm, dropping the right forearm, reaching the left arm up and overhead, coming into extended side angle. So avoid dumping, but can you engage the muscles and turn the hips towards the side of the mat? And then coming into warrior two. Reversing the warrior, dropping the left arm, reaching the right arm. Avoid back bending. Can you keep your back straight and the weight evenly distributed between the feet? And then back into warrior two. Straightening the legs, kind of like extended side angle, but with straight legs, reaching the right arm long, tick-tocking the arms, coming into triangle pose. So again, my hips are stacked as much as I can. You can have a micro bend in the right leg to avoid dumping into the knee, engaging the muscles rather than dumping into them. Bending into the knee, coming into warrior two, and then straightening the leg, dropping the left arm, reversing the triangle. And then bending, coming into warrior two. So from here, I'm going to turn my feet, reach the arms up and overhead, coming into star pose, and then bending through the arms, bending into the knees. You can come with closed fists, coming into goddess or horse pose, and then reaching up, coming into star. So 2 more times just like that, bending into the knees. You can come into fists or just remain here, and then coming into star pose. 1 more time. Coming into goddess, you can sway from side to side. You can straighten one leg and then the other. And then coming into star, paralleling the feet, bringing the arms out. They can also come to heart center, hinging from the hips, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So finding the stretch down the back of the legs, noticing the sensations in the body. Maybe you're here, which is perfectly fine. Just noticing what your body needs, moment to moment. And then coming up halfway, reaching the arms long, coming back into star pose. We're going to turn our feet to come back into warrior two. And then from here, straightening the leg, I can bump the left knee in, and then turning towards the front of the mat, coming into pyramid pose. So I'm going to feel the stretch down the right leg. Maybe the left foot walks in. Maybe the hands come on blocks. And then bending into the right knee, coming into warrior two. And then from here, playing with your balance. Again, you can use your block. So just tipping and coming into standing half moon. So maybe you're on your block, playing with your balance here. Maybe you're just here. So just noticing what it's like to play with the balance. And if you lose your breath, can you come back to the breath and allow it to support you? It can be here, hand can be lifted. And then we're coming back into warrior two. Hands come to heart center or to your hips, and then coming into mountain pose. I'm going to face you. So can you just notice the base of support in your feet and your calves and your quads? Notice the hips supporting the spine. Maybe the shoulders move away from the ears, and rock the head from side to side. Taking a moment of gratitude for your body, for your practice. Arms reach up and overhead, and then exhale, coming into a forward fold. And then halfway lift. Hands come to shin, flat back, looking in front of your mat, and then exhale into forward fold. And then we're going to come into down dog. So like we started, noticing the sensations of the body, maybe pedaling the feet or rocking the hips from side to side. And then lifting the right leg up, bending the knee. The knee comes outside of the right elbow. The left leg comes back. We're going to come into half pigeon. So you can stay here or you can come down. And just notice the sensation of the body, of the stretch in the hips. The forehead can come to the floor. And pressing through the hands, tucking the left foot, and then reaching the right leg up and behind you in three-legged dog. You can shake out the leg, finding blood flow in the knee. Dropping the foot, lifting the left foot up, bending through the knee. The left knee comes outside of the left elbow, and then the right leg comes back. So you can just be here, or you can come all the way down. Finding your breath. And then pushing into the hands, coming up, tucking the right toes, lifting the left leg. You can shake out the leg or just keep it straight. And then feet come to the floor, coming down to the knees. And then coming into a seated position. You can use your block, or you can just reach for the toes. So with a flat back, reaching for the feet. You can round the back as well, but it's a bit of a different stretch. So grabbing the feet, extending through the chest, finding the stretch in the legs. So from here, you can have a block, bringing the head down. And slowly coming back up. You can extend the legs out wide and then walk the arms forward or come to the forearms. And pushing yourself up, extending the legs long. You can either just bring the left leg in, or the left leg can come over the right, and the right elbow can hook outside of the knee as you find a twist. So left hand is behind you, finding length through the spine, through the crown of the head, and just feeling the stretch down the left hip. If this is too much, you can just bring the knee in and twist here, or just bring the leg in. So finding your variation. As you inhale, can you find length through the spine? And as you exhale, can you find the twist? One more breath here. And then coming back to center, both legs extended. You can shake them out. And then same options, you can just bring the right knee in, right leg in, or you can bring the right foot over the left leg and then bring the right hand behind you, left elbow hooks outside of the knee, finding the twist. So as you inhale, can you find length through the spine? And as you exhale, can you find a twist? So inhale, finding length, and exhale, finding a twist. One more breath here. And then extending everything long, coming to lie on your back. And then you can bend the knees and have the fingers touch the back of the heels. You can do this supported with a block underneath you here, or you can just lift the hips coming into bridge pose. And then exhale, coming back down. And one more time into bridge. And then coming back down. And then grabbing for the outside of the feet and happy baby. You can rock the hips from side to side or just find stillness. Maybe straightening one leg and then the other. And then coming back like we started, the soles of the feet can come together. Hands can be by your sides or on the body. Just noticing the opening of the hips, sensations that you might have. Taking one gentle scan of the body. And you can stay here for your final resting posture or come into Shavasana or any pose that serves you. Just remembering that rest looks different from day to day. Sometimes it involves movement, sometimes it involves stillness. Allowing your body to find what posture, what position it wants to be in. Maybe closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Allowing the weight of gravity to pull you further into your mat. And just taking a moment of gratitude for yourself and for your practice. Whatever that looked like, whatever options you took throughout class. Knowing where you are is exactly where you need to be. Just allow your breath to settle and allow yourself to rest. Thank you for trusting me with your practice. Thank you for showing up and giving yourself time to move in healing. I honor the place within you in which the whole universe dwells. I honor the place that is of light and of love and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. The light in me bows to the light in all of you. Namaste.